PerkyPlanes and RC here, operating at 2.4 gigahertz, and welcome to my rather messy workbench, or busy workbench. Well, we'll call it busy. So, we're going to talk about covering. And I initially thought about doing this just strictly in my next Tower Hobbies Uproar update, and I probably still will to some degree, but I really felt like making a separate video on this because I wanted to kind of put it out there and make it aware for anybody who may be going through a similar situation, or for anybody else to avoid this mistake. Okay, so that's kind of why I'm doing this. I'm doing this separately, so just to kind of keep it out there separate, so that way people can know the difference here and not make the same mistake that I did. And basically, the thing is that not all coverings are created equal, even from the same manufacturer. So, and actually, I do believe Josh Orchard did a video on this as well some months back, where he had an issue where the coverings were not the same. We're not the same, basically. So, anyways, I've been working on the Tower Hobbies Uproar, and I got this part of the wing finished up. I've been using Ultracote on this, mainly because I had Ultracotes in stock, and I just want to go ahead and use up what I have, and and just kind of go with that. So, anyways, did my covering on the rudder and elevator, and I did this part of the wing, and of course I ran out, which I figured I was going to. So I went and purchased some additional Ultracote, and this is kind of where everything sort of started. I've been ordering my covering on Amazon, just more of a convenience thing, pretty much. And when I went to search for just plain white Ultracote, I just figured it was going to give me the same stuff. Well, what had happened is, when I did the search, this is actually what came up. This Parklite Ultracote. I just kind of figured it would pick the same thing, like, that I used last time. But when this came up first in the search, I was like, okay, well, maybe this is the same stuff, but just a different name. Maybe they just changed names on it or something like that. Well, so I went ahead and placed an order for it. It came in, and yep, come to find out, it's not the same. Not the same at all. And I'm kind of guessing here that the plain white Ultracote that I normally would have got probably was on that search page somewhere, but it was probably pushed way to the bottom. Maybe this stuff is more popular at the time, or who knows why this showed up first. I don't really know. But like I said, I just was kind of surprised that this showed up on the list first. So I was just kind of like, what is this stuff? And just like I said, I just kind of figured maybe it was the same stuff. They just changed the name of it, because you know how businesses like to change things a lot. So, but anyways, not the same as plain white Ultracote. As you can see here, let me give you guys a closer look. This side right here, of course, is done in the usual white Ultracote that I get. And then this over here, which has not been tacked down yet, because I realized the issue before I even started tacking it down, that this is the Parklite Ultracote. And as you can see, it is not the same. Big indicator, of course, is it is a lot more transparent than just the regular white Ultracote. So, now if I was applying this stuff to like the fuselage, if I was applying it to the fuselage here, I may not think much of it. I might not think much of it at that point, if it's just on the fuselage itself. But the fact is, it's on the wing, and this one you can't really see through, and then this one you could. I don't want that. I don't want one. I want both wings in this case, both wing halves in this case, to match. I don't want this one to be sort of see-through. So, irritates me. But anyways, I just want to kind of point that out there for you guys, in case anybody else out there is wanting to purchase Ultracote, and you want to make sure you get the right stuff for your project. So Parklite is obviously not the same as just your regular Ultracote. It's not. There's obviously a difference. I'm not sure about other colors, if they're transparent much or not, but the white definitely sure is, as you can see there. So, but anyways, just thought I would share that. I will probably wrap up the uproar with doing Ultracote, and I think at that point, I may still kind of use up any existing stock that I have for other projects, but I have really been seriously thinking of switching over to new cover. I've heard lots of good about it, and it's also more affordable, so may look into that option next. But like I said, I wanted to use up my stock of Ultracote first before I move on to new cover. So, but anyways, guys, just thought I would share that little piece of information with y'all. That way, maybe prevent you guys from making a similar mistake as well. So, but anyways, guys, that's all from me. I want to thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.